the McLaren P1 from the King Lord's race. You have to do a bunch of challenges to earn this vehicle, and I've exceeded the number of challenges. So we're going to be driving over to... Well, first let me find a drift event that's going on. Be under discipline, drift. The Bushy Muras event. We could drive out there so you guys could get a hear of the new McLaren P1 that I just received from beating Tio in the race. Note that my oh, did I just... I'm just going to drive around so you guys get a better understanding of what we're working with here. Note this is not a stock vehicle. I have modified it to the 280 on the perf level. For you guys that do not know what perf level is, it's the performance upgrades you put on your vehicle. You get that from doing races such as drift, street races, drag races, but these do not incorporate together, so you have to do it separately. In order to get the performance parts you need for this vehicle, I believe this is a street race slash hypercar. I had to beat Tio, so I used my Shelby GT500, you know, from 2014 to beat him. It was a blast trying to beat him. I can't remember what my hypercar that I used was to beat him. I believe it was a Bugatti Nero or a Bugatti Divo. That was 200 and I think 74 perf level. Note that I don't have gold parts in that vehicle, so that's why I'm not driving that out right now. This is a strange vehicle because I'm not sure if it counts as a street car or a hypercar, but for the performance that you get out of it, meaning the top speed and the quality, the grip seems to be really perfect and on point. The other thing I wanted to mention is I'm really familiar with this car. The braking seems to be stopping very well. The sound does compare itself to the Bugatti's sound box. I'm not sure why it does that. The shifting up noise, the upshift, does sound really good on this car. It's a little click once you put on headphones. I'm used to not wearing headphones, so I have to, you know, listen through it to the television. Now, once you put headphones on, you're going to get the true volume and the sound that you need out of it. No matter what quality the headphones are, it doesn't even matter what you put on your, you know, what you use for your headphones. It's as long as you could hear the true, like, sound of the vehicle, it makes a whole difference in your, you know, your experience with this game. For all these new people that are into the car community playing this game, it's a really fun game, and I understand that I'm almost 40% done with completing the whole entire game. After I do that, I'm not giving up everything else again. I'm going, you know, keep doing all these drag races, drift events, you name it, off-road vehicles, and, you know, trying to, you know, see what new content they're going to add to the game, whether it's trucks, you know, cars, trucks, you name it, bicycles, e-bikes, anything. The category that I use not the most is monster trucks. Bikes I don't use that much, but I do enjoy them. Planes I have been trying to, you know, get up to date with that, because I got a, I think it's a season pass, but not the gold pass. That was to buy the, here, I'll take it out for you guys. The car I bought with the season pass was, or got for free, was the Porsche 911, and this is the turbo edition. It's a 3.0 liter V6. I modded the hell out of this. We're not getting a, with a car like this, you want it to sound, of course, realistic in a way that in a market of the car brand, meaning Porsche made the muffler and it is, you know, giving that death growl. Now, some things I do have to note is that the Maserati Gran Turismo was one of those cars where I tried to find a color combination that would work together, and I gotta say dark blue is a common one. You don't see many with the green, kind of. When we look at the interior of this car, we're going to notice that it has a sort of a rustic kind of interior. Now, that is like a, this, from someone I know said this is a grandpa car. It really is, you know, meant for a, you punch on the gas and it takes a long time to do it. Sounds really nice though. Any of these days, a Dodge, you know, Hellcat will definitely be a Maserati. That is not certain, but it is from what we know already. Did change the Nissan GTR. I had a weird skin on it where every time I'd hit something, it would scratch off, and then it would kind of not load back in with the you know, having it all clean and stuff like that. So it would show a lot of scratch marks on it because it was a matte livery and had black window tint, which was a little bit weird because I'm not a big fan of window tint. It has to be legit though, not all the way black. I want it to where visibility is not, you know, taken out of the picture when it comes to tinting. Now, this car sounds like it's about to explode, like a RC car almost. The backfire you get from it, which is when you let off the gas, it just sounds like it's broken in a way. Know that all my vehicles are far from being stock. They are exceeding 275 to 280 perf level, so that is, the performance is very high in this car. It's just amazing how you get such an interesting sound from this. We're going to move on to the drift event, and we're going to spend some time there. But before I do that, I have to make sure my stream is good for you guys. Alright, so yeah, you guys are able to hear me. That's good. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is go to activities and go to street racing, go to drift, and go to the one in which one do we want to do? So as the time comes on, you have to put a lot of effort into drifting, because it's not really that category where it's going to be easy at times. It's really difficult, and let me tell you, if you could do it right off the bat, you know, it's
remote.
I'm going to go with the Nissan GTR for this one, or the Nissan Skyline. Not this one. This is my R34. Very slow. The sound is nothing near to what I've heard Nissan Skyline sound like.
Location is great for taking street racing legit. It's easier for Latrell to get an okay from the authorities when we're racing someplace out of the way like this, instead of, you know, down Main Street. Can't imagine why.
I sort of remember updating or upgrading this car. But we're going to have to check this out together. We're in this together.
Let it go, and you got this.
The track itself is definitely horrible. But on the definitely on the other hand, you do start to run into problems. Now, note that I'm not a big drift guy, so it's a little difficult for me. The proximity of this race is
Slick.
So, as a team, we're going to do this together. We're going to build it up. Obviously, if it gets over crazy, like, we've got really close, 14,000 points, really close for a first try. Now we're going to do a second try and see how we're doing on this. Listen, I'm not a very good drifter in this game, but I do understand the fundamentals.
You're totally owning the score!
That was a little hectic on that part. It's a really confusing course, though. Definitely is. 35,000 is a little outrageous for this one, but that's probably for me saying that I'm bad. Which I'm definitely. I'm just going to restart this. There's always challenges. Practice makes perfect.
Burning rubber smells like victory to me.
It does to me. It just smells like idiots. With that, I just hit the fucking wall. So first person does a lot in some circumstances. Note that I have turned my fire up, so it's really strong. I'm going to switch vehicles. And we're going to see if that makes a difference. Switch vehicle to my Miata. Cool color, huh? This has gotta be one of the worst I've done. Have I done this one? I haven't done this one. Let's try this one. The course that we just ran was something to South Detroit. I think I've done this one.
Street racing is not just about racing, it's about style. And drift is about as stylish as it gets. Except, of course, if you're drifting someplace unique, like Central Park Reservoir. Well, I'd maybe have chosen a different car, but style, I can't teach you that.
Oh yeah, I've done this one. Oh, it's a wicked track. But we're gonna do it. How much did it win? 25?
2,
I think they won 35, right?
1.
I've raced this track before. That's the wicked part of it. You come too fast in things where you're not supposed to, and that's what really... Oh, and it's raining on top of it. Adds to the lubrication of the wheels turning, but the grip is lost because there's too much lubrication on the bottom of the wheels. See that? You just lose it. Momentum is lost. Grip is lost when it rains. And trying to keep yourself in the game is like we just took that corner so well right there. You have to upshift to actually get grip on the wheels, which is ridiculous. Okay, what we're going to do is quit this, and I have to change my settings for my car. What you want when it's wet is the front wheels to grip, because that's where your tires are going opposite ways when you're trying to turn a corner. You're going left, your car is going right, your back end is going to follow into the turn you're making, but you want the front wheel to actually here this is what we're going I did it wrong.
We're so glad to have you here today.
We want to go to settings, and we're going to performance and go to pro settings. Now my traction control, we need to turn all the way this way, and we need to do drift assist off a little bit. We're going to play around with the settings. Aero distribution. Now speed doesn't really matter. So we could have this bad boy rocking at what's the highest? 161. When we go to the middle, it's only 160. That's 1 mile per hour difference. Tire grip front is going to be very high. Tire grip rear is going to be lowered. And that should do it right there. Now we're going to redo the how's it going, DMW Gaming? Welcome to my stream. If you know, if you're new here, this is what it is. We're playing the Crew 2. Drift events. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's see if that improved our
Street racing is not just about racing, it's about style. And drift is about as stylish as it gets. Except, of course, if you're drifting someplace unique, like Central Park Reservoir. Well, I'd maybe have chosen a different car, but style, I can't teach you that.
Oh no, I already see bad stuff. This is out of... Let's try. I mean, it seems to be working, but... It is losing everything. It is just losing. It's wanting to drift so much more. It's so ridiculous. It's so hard to drive like that. We can't. We gotta change something here and now. Okay, go to performance. That's where we're looking for. Go to performance, go to pro settings, traction control all the way up. Tire grip rear. Then aero distribution rear. Tire grip rear should be like that. Let's see if that had to do anything. Okay, that should be working. I'm not sure. If something's wrong, then I messed up my car completely. But, yeah, we're gonna have to work on it.
Street racing is not just about racing, it's about style. And drift is about as stylish as it gets. Except, of course, if you're drifting someplace unique, like Central Park Reservoir. Well, I'd maybe have chosen a different car, but style, I can't teach you that.
Alright, let's try this now. Alright guys, so that was run number 1 with the upgrade I just did. It was alright, but we're going to actually change the car up. So I'm going to go to my... I don't even know what to use. You know what? How about this? How about we... Yeah, let's use this and go to performance and go to pro settings and go to traction control all the way up, drift assist all the way up, aero distribution, this tire grip front, tire grip rear, change it, brake power, brake balance. Okay, we good now. We should be. No, that's not with that. It's with my Skyline. There we go. Yeah, that works perfect. Even though I'm right next to it, is this it? Oh, this is north. I don't know.
Street racing is not just about racing, it's about style. And drift is about as stylish as it gets. Except, of course, if you're drifting someplace unique, like Central Park Reservoir. Well, I'd maybe have chosen a different car, but style, I can't teach you that.
It's slow, but it works. we're getting close. That was 15 points ahead. We're getting close. We're going to try this one more time. I've done this race so many times and tried to do it. It is ridiculous.
2, 1.
We're going to go the opposite direction.